Hey guys, first fan of the night.
First fan of the night.
This is a Leslie Locke. We would call this an industrial, even though they were selling these for residential use as well as commercial use, and not even really industrial use, to be honest.
But it's a Union, basically.
Made by Union or Evergo, which were the same. Was it labeled either Union or Evergo, or you couldn't tell?
I couldn't tell. It was painted.
Oh, okay. Painted over.
This is painted over.
Okay. I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to let people assume that this was the color, but, you know, Pete's going to repaint it anyways, so we'll have when it's restored, we'll have a new video. So if you want behind-the-scenes content like that, go to patreon.com/dspiffy, and you will get more behind-the-scenes content. We just filmed our big barn update. That just went live today, if you're wondering what day this is being filmed. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes content from that and the work that went into that on Patreon. Some of it will be public eventually, some of it won't. So you should definitely check that out. Yeah, so these were sold. So it's interesting. Leslie Locke was a company that made like exhaust fans and gable fans and stuff like that. And they relabeled Union and Evergo products to sell. And so they were sold residentially and commercially, but not so much industrially. And this particular fan you could find in the Montgomery Ward catalog, as well as other, catalogs that sold their products. Anything else you want to say about it, Pete?
Oh yeah, this is definitely a favorite fan of mine. This is childhood as well.
Yeah.
Straight blade though. But
so you saw a straight blade one as a kid?
At times.
Interesting. I only saw curved blade ones as a kid, and I did not see straight bladed until I started collecting.
Oh, yeah.
I also did not see the 36-inch round motor until I started collecting. I saw 56-inch, both round and pointed, and then I saw 36-inch pointed. And it turns out the first place I ever saw the round motor fans had a 36-inch one in the back, but I didn't go in back until many years later. And that fan is still there, I think. Mm-hmm. Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah.
It's got the original 5-speed control. Pete's going to show it to you. They're backing up a little bit so they can see the label. Yep. Says Leslie Locke. Does it say what size fan it's for on the back of it? Sometimes they say.
ER36 model, ER36. Okay. So I'm going to assume they're intending.
Yeah, it is intended for a 36-inch fan, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is plug it in place of the decade box to start it, because it's set to low.
Wonder why the video just went blurry. That's a little weird. I normally don't use I normally don't use the focusy thing. Okay, well turn it to amps too.
Oh yeah. Let's see what it's drawing. 0.32 amps, and still might be speeding up.
Yeah. You gonna tack it on anything besides high, or just wait till high?
I'm just gonna wait till high, otherwise I'd be going up too much.
Yeah, it's a Stairmaster then.
Yep, so I just want to see what it does on low.
Yeah, I'm glad that you offered to restore this, because I think I probably would have asked you to if you hadn't offered.
Mm-hmm. There's just sometimes when I see one, it's like, I have a blender that I want to do the same too.
Yeah.
That was painted white. It was a beater, but runs great actually. I remember testing it. Okay, so 20 watts, half a power factor.
Yep.
So I'm going to go, this is speed 5, so 5 is its slowest.
Yeah.
So honestly, I know this is a little bit fast for a low.
A little bit fast for a low. Still not bad for a choke control.
No. And then here is speed 4. So you're already speeding up.
So the reason why a lot of these import fans have such fast speeds is because they were originally sold overseas. They weren't originally sold in the U.S. They didn't, and most places that they were sold outside of the U.S. were very hot climates without a lot of air conditioning.
Right.
So they didn't have any need for any slower speeds.
Yeah, I know.
And so it was pretty uncommon to find.
I've seen so many videos of say that looked like industrials that were on those choke type controls in Middle Eastern parts of the world.
Absolutely, in Asia.
Oh yeah, a lot. In fact, I think it was...
Go through the things, or are you just going to wait till you get the high?
Well, let's do this one. Let's see, 0.36 amps, 28 watts, little over half.
finish your story though. What were you saying?
Yeah, it reminds me, get this, like, I don't know who it was on my one church video I did
Okay.
with the union, but they're like telling me like the fan needs to come way down. It's too high up. And I'm thinking that person is used to seeing fans in churches that are hung that high
Yeah.
up, but they come way down to
Turn
like
it to medium.
speed 3. They like come way down. I've seen plenty of pictures of that.
Yeah.
They come as low as the lantern type lights.
Yep.
But the thing is, I'm used to seeing them up that high.
Well, yeah, I guess we grew up in Wisconsin where fans are used as much for heat reclamation as they are for cooling, and in churches and high ceiling places, they're used more for heat reclamation than they are for cooling.
Right.
So it's useful to have them in high
Yeah,
ceiling
near
locations.
the top of the ceiling, 0.41 amps.
And then another thing that's happening
35
too
watts.
is
Almost 3/4 of a power factor.
and you probably didn't notice this in your lifetime.
Uh-huh.
I'll go ahead and turn it to 2 then.
Yeah, go
is
ahead.
that, you know, the median temperature is getting warmer. Our winters and summers are getting warmer. So, like when these fans were installed, they probably didn't need them for cooling as much either, like in churches and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And now, you know, with what they call climate change or global warming, everything's getting gradually warmer. So you'll notice we have a lot more hot days than we used to when we were kids, and fewer really, really cold days than it used to be. And so it's, as the years progress, we actually need fans for cooling more. So
But the thing is, everyone's going air conditioning versus, they don't even need fans. They all think we don't need fans.
So even Lorenzo, you met Lorenzo,
Yeah.
my HVAC guy,
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
does HVAC for a living.
Yeah.
He'll if anybody asks him, you want to go ahead and go through the things?
Yeah.
If anybody asks him, he'll tell you.
40 watts. A little over 3/4.
He'll tell you, having ceiling fans makes your air conditioning work better.
Yes.
It makes it need less maintenance, run long. Because I met him when I was working for 12 Wings. I'm gonna turn it to high if that's
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
I met him when I was working for 12 Wings because we had those big behemoth air conditioners on the roof that didn't work.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford new ones, so I was trying to find somebody who could fix them. And he came out and he fixed them basically. Him and I did some bartering, so he basically fixed them for free. So that's high speed.
Okay, so 0.51 amps. So it's pretty good. That's not much for this.
Yeah.
57, almost 58 watts. And not quite a power factor of 1.
One thing that's important to note about this is that the choke control decreases the power factor similar to the way capacitor-based
I
control would.
noticed.
And with the solid state control.
Yeah.
Most controls decrease the power factor. But coil tap speeds often do not. So that's a difference
Right.
between. They're
I
both
noticed.
coils, but one of them is built into the motor. So that's a difference there. Yeah. So when Lorenzo first came to 12 Wings, he looked at all the fans I had installed and said, "Well, it's a good thing you have all these fans installed. That'll really help keep your air conditioning units working good."
Yeah.
So any good HVAC tech will tell you that fans and HVAC are designed to work together. And if your HVAC tech tells you otherwise, you have a bad HVAC tech.
I think, you don't need fans. So everybody that remodels likes to not go with fans.
Yep.
They'll like to remove them completely and
Yep.
not put new ones.
A lot of what I think it is a lot of architects and interior designers don't like how they look.
Yeah,
like that HGTV network or whatever it is,
Yeah.
where they flip houses and they're always ripping out the fans.
Yep.
Makes me mad.
Yeah.
All those beautiful fans. It's like when a famous musician smashes a guitar. It's just a waste.
Yep. Okay.
What are you getting?
I'm getting 1332. Go with an average of 1330. So 1,300 divided by 3.
So that's 444?
Yeah.
Wow.
This thing is flying, but I'm getting a high reading there. That's
Yeah. No,
36 inch.
it doesn't look that fast, but that's probably because it's so small.
yeah.
13, yeah, that's 444 is what I'm getting.
Wow.
I know.
That is.
I mean, I feel it.
Yeah. Okay, now I got the sheet up behind you.
Yep, that's true. So I can use that for, and I'll make one that has the less common sizes. I figured this would be helpful for the common sizes, and then we would just use the calculator for the less common sizes. But
I can't
I'll
remember all that.
yeah. Why don't you go one step closer? It's starting to make a little bearing noise. I feel like I hear something, but I could be imagining it.
I don't hear anything.
Okay. Might be something else.
I got 551.
551?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a 36-inch fan, so that's 7.07 times 551. So that's almost 4,000 CFM.
Yeah, and that's pretty high for a...
Pretty high for a 36-inch, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ready for spin down?
Yes.
So I'm just going to unplug the control since we're
perfect.
done with the control.
Yeah.
And then, we can,
I'll just plug right in the decade box.
Decade box. Where do you think it's going to start?
Well, usually with a smaller fan,
Yeah.
I usually think these start lower than like a 56-inch Union.
Right, yeah, I would think so.
56-inch, you're lucky if it starts on 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this could start on 3.
I'll say 4, because I think you're right, but the bearings don't seem perfect. They seem good, but not perfect.
Right.
I thought I heard a little rattle here and there. It stops a little slower than some might. So I think 2 or 3 is a long shot for these because Union motors are so picky.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know that they're just so inconsistent.
Yeah. I'm looking at that spin down to see if I want to change it. No, it still looks a little stiff.
Okay.
So, I'll do it since you're beveraging. Now, remind me, how long did Skylar suggest we stay on each one?
Like 10 seconds.
Oh, that's fair.
Where are you at?
2.
3.
Ooh, it budged. I think Pete might have this one. You said 3 or 4. You said 4, right?
Yeah.
Or I can't remember what you said.
4.
Oops, still. Okay, both of us lost.
Yep. 5.
Ooh, still stiff.
Yeah, it's like when it's got low.
Oh, okay, let's try again, because that just took off running at 6. So yeah, definitely, either we need to just let it run for a while, or we need to oil it, one of the two, but either way, we'll do either of those things before we, before or after it's repainted.
Yeah, I'll probably do something with it before I paint it, after I put it back together, or so. Where is it?
That's 5.
Okay.
So
I know that 56-inch Unions, mine started on 5.
That's not too bad of a low. It's
not. But 1.24, that's typical.
Yeah.
Where you at?
6.
Yep.
Oh, I see what's going on here. He's got to prepare, like an Olympic athlete, stretching before. 6 is a little fast, I think, for low.
Yeah.
5 seemed a little slow.
Actually, I think 6 is
You okay with 6?
Yeah, typically, especially with a 36-inch fan, and when you want it to actually do something.
There's 7.
Yeah, that starts.
I think I'd rather 5 in that case, especially once the bearings free up a little more.
Yeah, then
7.
maybe it'll do something.
Okay, on your marks, get set. 8. Crunch, 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 crunch. Get some on your shirt there. That's a little bit fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that might be a good medium, but definitely not.
If you use it on a 3-speed.
Yeah, this might be a
5 and 8.
3-speed. Here's 9.
What did it draw on 8?
What, 8? Not that much different, actually. That's 8.
Okay, well
1 through
then
7.
I think...
Here's 10.
I remembered. Go back on 1.
Here's 11. Yeah, you have any more chips?
Yeah.
On your marks. Get set. 12. Crunch, 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 crunch. 13. So it's safe on a 5.8 13. It just, I don't know how much of a difference there is between this and
It's
high.
not, because actually I remember it drawing 0.51 on high.
That's what I thought.
I could actually hit the high switch.
Hit the high switch. Yeah, there's definitely a little bearing rattle too. Take the high switch off. Here's 14.
Not quite over, I guess.
15.
That's
Hit
right.
the high switch. Let's see. Oh yeah, no difference. Here's 16.
Let's see if it does go over.
Yeah, it goes over.
It starts to.
Yep. So can't use an 81220.
Nope.
How do you think it's gonna do on the solid state?
I
We only got 2 crunches on that one.
Yeah. Well, I think usually I know.
Hear that little bearing rattle now?
Not anymore.
It's intermittent.
Yeah.
I hear it though. Not anymore. Not now, but I did. Okay.
I think it's gonna be before you go with that. I'm gonna go with bedroom quiet. 'Cause I thought usually most unions are pretty good on.
I don't think it'll be silent. I don't think it'll be loud either. I don't know which one to guess. I guess I'll go with silent. I think it's very unlikely, but I don't want to go over with loud. So
Yeah.
or with living room quiet. I mean, well, I guess there is living room quiet. I'll go living room quiet.
It's a little stiff.
It's definitely stiff.
Probably could have gave it something when it was on the
Yeah, it didn't seem to need it.
right. 'Cause
I should have stayed with silence. It seems like it's pretty close.
that is literally almost
I'll
silent.
call that silent. Yeah, I should have stuck with silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got more wind noise than it does motor noise.
Yeah, that it does have.
Okay. Well, last up we have 0 to high.
Oh yeah, we do.
How do you think it's gonna do on that?
I think usually these have a larger inrush.
I would say big inrush too, so I guess I'll say small,
Yeah.
since we can't double up.
Right, and I know these do have an inrush to them. I know that for sure.
Okay, ready?
Okay, well let me get down and
You want? Okay.
so I can see the meter as well.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
definitely big.
Did I say big?
You did say big, yes.
Yeah, I kind of knew.
Okay.
Based-
Well, you want to finish that sentence? Sorry, you can finish the sentence.
I already knew that this would have had a larger inrush based on a lot
Yeah.
of unions.
Yeah, pretty common. I'd be willing to bet that this is pretty high on the Rick test, but I bet you when it's brown, it'll be higher on the Rick test.
Yeah.
'Cause it
I-
definitely looks more 70s in brown. Right
it
now, it
does.
just looks like an industrial.
Right.
And you said that these are one of your favorite fans, so that's pretty high on the
Yeah.
metal meter as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, as always, we want to thank our sponsors.
Yes. I'll get
So,
one of them.
our legacy sponsor,
is
Fan Stick.
Fan Stick.
What is the slogan for Fan Stick?
Buy Fan Stick.
What's the other slogan for Fan Stick?
This
Fan Stick is the solution to all of my problems. And then he'll be back up so you can see Pete in the video. There we go. Okay. And then, so how do you find more? I found out more about Fan Stick.
Buyfanstick.com.
Fanstick.biz, and for the subsidiary, you can go to lightstick.biz. Also, for someone who was interested in a sexier product, you can go with Florida Fan Stick, which is 69% longer and harder than regular Fan Stick. Find out more at buyfanstickxxx.com. Now, if I'm getting pretty hungry, Pete. If I didn't have my lunch already over there, what would you recommend?
Taco burrito.
Taco
Mexico.
Burrito Mexico. You can get a taco, a burrito, or a Mexico. And then if I was thirsty and wanted something to wash it down,
Oh yes, we have Sperry. Can you see?
it's right in frame. It's perfect.
Good.
Fan collector's favorite beverage.
Sperry good.
Very good. Speaking of good, I need some
Oh, yeah.
products made, but they can't be too good.
The good
The
manufacturer.
good manufacturing company for when excellence is too much. So I really enjoyed all that crunching earlier. That's a lie, but let's pretend that I did. So if you want if you want speed controls that are not silent, you go to 81220 LLC, where our motto is crunch, 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 crunch. Finally, there's a fun game that we can play with our friends.
yes.
Do you know that game, Pete?
Yes, it is Rick or Sheep.
Rick or Sheep. And if you want to play Rick or Sheep, you go to rickorsheep.com and you too can play Rick or Sheep. That and patreon.com/dspiffy for more behind the scenes content. Lastly, what else should they do, Pete?
Buy
Fan Steak. Thanks for watching.